My name's Louise Riley, and it's my pleasure this evening to take you through the brand new products. And in a moment, you're going to hear from Holly Stout. She's got a little video from Holly. Now, because we're live streaming, I want to say hello to everybody that's at home. And I know that we've got quite a lot of questions that people want to get answered. So if you are live streaming in from home, what we need you to do is to write down your question and put it into the chat box. And then one of the members of staff, if we've got time at the end, I'll be able to answer the questions that are coming in online. And then obviously as we go through this evening, the people that are in the room, if you've got questions, I'm going to give you plenty of time to answer the questions. So as you can see from the slide, this evening we're going to be introducing the two brand new products, which are our facial milks, Forever Vitamin C and Forever Bakuchiol. So what I'd like to do to start the evening off is play a video from Holly Stout.
Hello Forever family, I am so excited to share two new editions of our skincare line, Forever Vitamin C Brightening Facial Milk and Forever Bakuchiol Nourishing Facial Milk. These facial milks are designed to work together as a day to night duo, giving you targeted skincare that fits seamlessly into your daily routine. I love these products because not only do they feel great on your skin with a silky feel, but they're also easy to use, travel friendly, and layer beautifully with the Forever products you already know and love. Now, let's learn more about why these two products pair so well and what makes each unique. In the morning, Forever Vitamin C illuminates skin with a natural glow, while at night, Forever Bakuchiol promotes the look of renewed skin. Both formulas feature Forever's pure Interleaf aloe vera gel, which soothes by moisturizing and conditioning the skin, along with hydrolyzed jojoba esters that help support the skin's natural moisture barrier. As I mentioned before, they have a lightweight, silky texture that melts into skin, and they are intentionally crafted with ingredients you can feel good about. With clean, vegan formulas, they are suitable for all skin types and free from added fragrance, parabens, phthalates, and sulfates. Now, you may wonder how to use these, and we've made it very easy. Whether you're using Forever Vitamin C in the morning or Forever Bakuchiol at night, each is the third step in your routine, applied after cleansing and toning, but before moisturizing and before applying sunscreen during the day. As an added bonus, they are both under the 3-ounce carry-on limit at 1 ounce each, making them convenient for travel and on-the-go lifestyles. Next, let's take a closer look at the individual benefits of these two amazing products. We'll start with Forever Vitamin C. This daytime brightening facial milk is designed to visibly brighten skin for a healthy looking glow. The star ingredient is, of course, vitamin C, which is well known as an antioxidant that helps protect skin from daily environmental stressors. Our formula delivers a potent 6% concentration of vitamin C called tetrahexadecyl ascorbate. We selected this because it's a highly stable, fat-soluble form of vitamin C. Vitamin C helps even skin tone and support the appearance of brighter, more radiant skin. It also helps reduce the appearance of dark spots, fine lines, and wrinkles. But there's more. The formula includes other nourishing ingredients, including hydrolyzed jojoba esters to help keep skin feeling hydrated, as well as 2 fatty acids, ethyl linolate to help maintain the skin's natural pH balance, and isosorbide decaprylate to help improve skin barrier function. Altogether, Forever Vitamin C leaves skin looking radiant and hydrated as you go about your day. Now let's move on to the nighttime step in this duo, Forever Bakuchiol. This nourishing facial milk features 1% bakuchiol, a plant-based retinol alternative that is shown to be more gentle on skin than traditional retinoids. We chose this natural ingredient for that, and because it provides the targeted care so many people are looking for. 1% may not sound like a lot, but this percentage of bakuchiol is widely recognized for its skin conditioning properties. When used as a part of a regular skincare routine, it can help improve skin texture and promote the appearance of renewed skin for a smoother, more refreshed appearance. But we didn't stop there. Forever Bakuchiol also features hydrolyzed jojoba esters that help maintain the skin's natural moisture barrier and the feeling of soft skin. So while you're targeting your skin, you're nourishing it as well. As you try and share these products, it's helpful to keep in mind how they are different, yet complementary to other Forever skincare products. In particular, Infinite by Forever Firming Serum, Hydrating Serum, and Replenishing Skin Oil. Here is a helpful way to look at it. Forever Vitamin C supports the appearance of bright skin with a 6% concentration of vitamin C. And Forever Bakuchiol promotes the appearance of renewed skin with a plant-based retinol alternative. Meanwhile, Infinite by Forever Firming Serum focuses on supporting skin's firmness with peptides. Hydrating Serum boosts moisture with 4 types of hyaluronic acid. And Replenishing Skin Oil supports smoother looking skin and restores moisture with vitamin E and retinol palmitate. Understanding these differences can help you as you implement Forever Vitamin C and Forever Bakuchiol into your routine and as you guide others in doing the same. And there you have it, an incredible day-to-night duo designed to complement one another for targeted skincare. Both Forever Vitamin C and Forever Bakuchiol are a simple way to help keep your skin looking and feeling its best around the clock. I love how easily they fit with my other Forever skincare favorites and how they have elevated my daily routine. And I hope you will as well. I'd love to hear what you love about these new products once you try them, and I wish you the best of success as you share them.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Holly. So obviously Holly has given us a little bit of an overview to the Forever products, and also we also know that when we are sharing information in a marketing way like that, that we have to be quite generic with the information that's shared. So what we might be able to do as we going forward, if you've got any specific questions that you want to know for yourself, your personal use, or you may be talking to some customers about the products, how some of the, I suppose, the idea of formulating a routine around these products is essential on a one-to-one basis rather from a generic point of view. So just to kind of do a little bit of a recap of what Holly has shared with us, that these products have been specifically designed to work together. You can use them separately if you want to, but I always say, always look at things that can support an overall balance. And it's a little bit like cleaning a window. If you want your window to be sparkling clean, just cleaning one side of the pane is not going to give a maximum benefit if you clean both sides. So it's exactly the same thought process here, that if you're doing something during the day, why wouldn't you support it and complement it with what would happen at night time? So first of all, vitamin C, we know that vitamin C is for lightening and brightening. So that is your brightening product. But also that we are using it during the day, as I'm going to talk about the importance of how we have to protect our skin as well when we're using a product like this, and what we call an active ingredient on our skin during the day is also important for the protection from UVAs. And then bakuchiol obviously is designed for the appearance of the skin. So one is to do with the lightness and brightness, and one is to do with more of the appearance, and that is the appearance of your skin's fine lines and wrinkles. So they're the kind of the two ways: brightening and the actual complexion, and also the smoothness of the skin is coming from the bakuchiol. So who are we targeting? Well, we're targeting absolutely everybody, but if we look at maybe the younger generation, then it might be more to do with the lightening and the brightening and keeping our skin looking healthy and nice radiant glow. But of course, as I've already said, that the importance of protecting our skin during the day can also, we know that our collagen can start to be downgraded from the age of about 25. Our body's not producing so much collagen from our little fibroblasts. And so we also know that if we are protecting our skin during the day and feeding our skin, that's also important for our collagen. So that's the first thing. Remember, from 25, we talk to people about, did you know that the aging process is starting at that age? But then also, when our skin is going through its healing stage as we're sleeping, it's important then to feed our skin and nourish the skin as we sleep. So I want you to kind of think about the different age groups and what is important to the different age groups. So if you were to kind of categorize it, what do you think would be most important for somebody in their 20s to 30s, then their 30s to 40s and above? And I think that when you realize that these products will be suiting everybody, but also the way that you would market that and talk to those different groups is also important to highlight or pull out the words that would be more important to them. So we're going to start off then by understanding a little bit more about vitamin C and why we use this actual vitamin C. So I'm going to start off by the fact that Holly was saying that we use a very potent form of vitamin C. Now, vitamin C is known as being water soluble. Now, one of the things that we know with vitamin C is that it can very, very quickly start to deplete. And as an example, if you wanted to pick an orange off a tree and you want to squeeze that orange juice into a glass and drink it, within half an hour of taking that orange off a tree and drinking it, the amount of vitamin C has depleted in half an hour to what it was when it was still on the tree, because it's water-soluble vitamin C. And that's why you've also got to think, whether it's in an orange on a tree or in a product, how vitamin C can go off very quickly. And you can see that in products when they start to change colour. So if you've got a product, I'm not saying our products, but if you see a product that has vitamin C in it and the product is starting to go a little bit orangey or yellow, you know that it's actually starting to lose its power, and that is because of the vitamin C level. So what we want to do is make sure that when we put vitamin C on our skin, that is going to be at its maximum potency. And it makes sense then to not have a water-soluble form of vitamin C, but a fat-soluble form of vitamin C. And the reason for that is because the surface of our skin is actually fat. It contains oils and lipids. So when you're putting an oil to an oil, it is complementing it, and then it's working synergistically with the skin. And that means that when we are putting it on our skin at that 6%, when our body is getting it, it is still at that 6% vitamin C. It hasn't diminished down to maybe 1%, which you would find maybe in water-soluble products. So that's one thing if you want to talk about a USP. The other important factor is, because we always put our skincare products with Forever's aloe vera, that we know that our aloe vera is still active as well. So you're putting an active ingredient with an active ingredient. And with aloe still being active, we also know that aloe has the same pH as our skin, so it is in the right environment for our skin to be able to acknowledge the product that is on there. So that is the important thing. But when you're using vitamin C, we also know that it's known as a lightening and brightening product. And we also want to make sure that we are protecting the surface of our skin at the same time. And that's why we've put in the jojoba esters, because we want to balance. We want to make sure that even though we're getting the lightening, brightening part of it, we also want to make sure we're not irritating the skin. So what we're going to be doing then is applying 1 to 2 pumps of the product. And I would suggest that you always think about the 1 to 2 pumps are going to go over your face and your neck. A lot of people don't think about their neck, but I would always actually start with putting the product on my neck, which seems a little bit weird to do it that way, but by doing it like that and working up, then you are going to make sure you're not missing out on some of the areas of the skin that we just sometimes can do, because often when you put a product on your skin, what part of the skin are you going to hit first normally? The cheeks. So you're going to go to your cheeks. So everything is going to the cheeks. So you're a lot better to start on the neck and actually spread it out by putting little dots all over the face. Yeah? And always make sure as well, if you're putting it on, try and get it right up to the hairline. A lot of people forget the hairline. And so it's really good if you've got a headband on. Even the guys can go with a headband. Yes? It's trendy to wear a headband, right? And it says to follow with a sunscreen and a moisturiser, but I'm sure you're aware we need to put the moisturiser on first and then the sunscreen. So the reason that we have to put on a sunscreen, so you put your moisturiser on, because we always need to lock in moisture. But then we need to protect from UVAs and UVBs. UVAs are the aging rays, UVBs are the burning rays. So it's important when you're using vitamin C on your skin, it is an essential thing that you use an SPF. Okay, so we have the Protecting Day Lotion with an SPF 20, and we also have the sunscreen that we have in the UK, which is an SPF 30. Okay, so then we're going to move to the bakuchiol. And the bakuchiol is a plant-based retinol. And retinol is a form of vitamin A, but it's also not vitamin A that you would get, the same vitamin A that is already mentioned in our skin oil. You saw Holly actually mention they've got retinol palmitate in there. That is vitamin A. Retinol is actually something that is synthetic, that is made to be able to, you might say, act as a little bit like a skin peel, and there's a difference between retinols and retinols that are getting stronger and stronger. Now, the challenge you have with retinol is that it can be very harsh on sensitive skin, and also there is a lot of people that cannot use them, and also groups of people that can't use them, like if you are pregnant, you have to keep away from retinols. Okay, so when Holly was talking about the fact we're opening up our market to something that other people that would normally avoid retinols but can get the benefit from having something like that on their skin, is brilliant. But one thing I need to actually point out is that when we are looking at using something that is plant-based, is that it's a botanical and it's natural and it's working with our natural skin cycle. So by using the product, will give you a result, but it might take longer because it's working in synergy with us as being natural, you might say, compared to using a retinol, which when you're looking at the medical level of retinol, it's 1.1%, and our product is 1. You might go, oh my goodness, there's not much difference there. So it's high enough, but if it was a medical one, you might get a faster result, but it might be more irritating. Does that make sense? You've got to be a little bit more patient by using a plant-based one. Now, so you've got the levels of, you've got bakuchiol, which is plant-based. It actually comes from the seeds of the bakuchiol. Let me see if I move it on. And it's really good for sensitive skin. And then the next level up, if people will ask you where does it come in the process, you get retinol next, and then you get retinal, which got an A, yeah? And retinals are 10 to 20 times stronger than a retinol. So you can see where we're going with this. It means you can get the result without the worry of putting something on too strong, okay? And then you get into the really high prescriptive ones, which you would get, well, we don't want to go that far ahead. So it's also important that these milks are not moisturizers. They are in that class. if people were to ask you what would you put it into, it's in a class of being a serum plus ampule. And some people will hear about ampules, and ampules are used when you're doing facial treatments for being a targeted specific role, okay? So if people say, where do they come? You say it's as a serum stroke ampule. And it's really important then to understand that we always moisturise when we have used them. So let's just have a look. In our daytime, if we were just looking at the logic, so we are going to cleanse, then we are going to tone or use the aloe essence. We then apply the vitamin C, and then finally we put on our moisturiser, from the logic range. But of course, because it's during the day, we must put on an SPF. So that is really important. And then very simply at night time, if you're just taking the 3 basic products of the logic, obviously you can use other products alongside as well. You're going to put that in the same, the cleanse, the tone or the aloe essence, and then put in the bakuchiol. And, excuse me, so how can you get people to try the product? Well, it's really, really simple. Then literally you're talking to people about the products, get them to try them on the back of their hands, and then they can really experience the products. Because we're talking about, especially with the bakuchiol, and also the vitamin C to be fair, but when we're getting into using this kind of level and their ampules, it is always recommended, especially if people haven't used these kind of products before, to do a patch test. Yeah, it's you're being professional if you're taking that level. It's just something that we always do. Yeah, so please be aware that it is a good idea. And then where do they come? Where do they fit into other products? Well, we have a whole array of products, and that's where I want to kind of leave it as a questions and answers in a moment. But just to kind of see what Holly was saying, what's the role of some of our products that we have here? Well, the main, if people are talking to me about the hydrating serum, I always talk about the hydrating serum as the product that is to focus on hyaluronic acid. And we know that hyaluronic acid is attracting moisture to our skin. So that means it's our hydrating, plumping product that people maybe they have a drier skin, or they want their skin to appear, you might say, more plump in appearance. So that is our hydrating product, easy to remember because it's called a hydrating serum. And then the next one along is our serum, which is the infinite one, which is our peptide technology. So when people are looking for another kind of form of an ampule, so ampule thoughts or targeted products tend to be where people ask for hyaluronic acid. What's your hyaluronic acid product? It would be hydrating serum. What's your peptide product? It would be the infinite serum. Okay, and then the one at the end, what is the, you might say, food for the face? So this is the one that I call the food for the face, which is our skin oil, and that is where it is packed with antioxidant vitamins, at a highly concentrated level, but also that it's acceptable for our skin to be able to absorb it because it's oil with oil. Does that make sense? So just to kind of go through that again, we have our hyaluronic acid product, we have our peptide, and we have our food for the face. Okay, right, so to help you with moving your business forward, we have lots and lots of different images and product information. We have all of this, the testimonials, product trainings, lots and lots of things to help you with your business. So what I'd like to do is, as I put up the last slide, is see if you've got any questions in the room and any questions online. And as you can see, if you get the 2 products together, 5% discount on the 2 together. Debs.
I know I asked you tons of questions yesterday, but I've got another. When do you use the skin oil? Because I use it, but sorry. When would you use the skin oil?
Okay, so Debbie asked, when would you use the skin oil? The skin oil is like food for the face. So if we're talking about this kind of the setup where you've cleansed, we all know we need to cleanse and tone, yeah? Then you're going to put on your active product, your active milk, right? Then what you do after that is you add in your other products as you want to. And I know that you were speaking to me the other day about, where does this fit into the idea of Korean facials? Well, Korean facials, or K facials as they're called, is all about layering products. And it's the layering process. So you think, well, where would any of our products come into? And that would be after you applied your active product and then before you apply your moisturiser. So you think, what do you want to add in? What do you want to, you want to feed your face? Yeah? So you're going to put food for the face, you're going to do it between your active product, which is the vitamin C, and your moisturiser. That will go in there. If you want to hydrate, you obviously put the hydrating serum. If you want to feed it with peptides, you put that in between. Does that make sense? Okay. Any other questions? Yes.
How often would you recommend to use these? Is it a daily cream, weekly?
Yes, they have
a little bit more there. Sorry if I missed that.
No, it's absolutely fine. So the question was, how often would you use these? They have been designed to be able to be used every day, and the idea is that you would use the vitamin C in the morning and the bakuchiol at night, but both of them to complement each other every single day. So the whole idea, it's building up the consistency of using them all the time. Yeah? The only difference, and I'll answer this question because I know this one's going to come up, I've already had it asked, it's where does it fit alongside using exfoliators and AHA cream? So shall I answer that one? Because I know I think that was going to come up anyway, wasn't it? Yeah. So, just to understand that we never know how sensitive somebody's skin could be. Would you all agree with that? Everybody's different. So as a company, we want to make sure that we're being professional in our approach at all times. And that even though these products are so gentle, that generally speaking, if we park the fact of using these targeted products, that how would you use an AHA and how would you use a scrub? So we have the renewing cream, and the renewing cream is our AHA cream. And an AHA is called a hydroxy fruity acid. And the whole idea of using these fruity acids, which come from things like malic acid, which is apples, and glycolic acid, which is sugarcane, and lactic acid, which is fermented milk, and also vitamin C as well, which is citric acid. All of those things are actually known as chemical or biochemical enzymes, or you might say exfoliators. So what they do, you put them on your skin, and over a period of hours, they start to dissolve the stickiness that's on the surface of the skin, which is holding on to all the rubbish. Does that make sense? So those are known as chemical exfoliators or biochemical exfoliators, because we're using natural ingredients. And then you have your scrub exfoliator, which is a mechanical one, because you're literally putting the scrub on your face and doing that. So so those two are still both exfoliators. Would you get that? So when you're using exfoliators, would you say it's not a good idea to exfoliate too much? Yes. So you wouldn't exfoliate and you wouldn't use the renewing cream at the same time. Would you agree with that on the same day? Yeah. So think about that for a moment. So then, if you wouldn't use those two on the same day, then you would only use like one occasionally. Now the AHA cream is a milder one because it's working over a period of hours. So the best time to put on an AHA, do you think it's during the day or at night time? Nighttime, exactly. And the reason for that is because your skin is going through its healing process at night, its recovery. So if you put it on at nighttime and you're not in the sunlight, it's a really good way to use an AHA, so it's dissolving the glue-like substance. Now, very clever, if you want my tip of the day, is that if you put on the renewing cream at night time, yeah, and leave it for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then put on your bakuchiol. What's happened, it's like the enzymes have started to move some of the stickiness, so the bakuchiol will actually have a better effect. Does that make sense? So I'd put my renewing skin cream on at night time, but leave it 10 minutes or so just to start its magic. Yeah? So that's the first thing. I'll be in a second. So I'd put that on at night time. Yeah? I wouldn't use it during the day. That's the first thing. But then if you want to use the actual scrub, then I wouldn't use it, obviously, at the same time as you're using your AHA. So you might use your AHA, I don't know, every evening, and then one evening not every evening, 2 or 3 times in the week, and then I'd use the scrub maybe once in the week. So in total, you'll be using it maybe 3 times, 3 to 4 times. Does that make sense? So use that all at night time, but not during the day if you're putting vitamin C. So you had a question?
I'd do a simple wording of the AHA. During the day, you build up all the gunk on your face, and the AHA in the evening will get rid of that gunk.
That's right. So AHAs are brilliant for that, especially if you've been like in a city or you say gunk on your face. And you're putting it on at night time, because how it works, it's just starting to make it less sticky. So anything that's stuck to your skin, it'll start to, remove, and then the bakuchiol will be brilliant on top of that. So any other questions before we finish? Because I know Michael needs to come and chat to you. Any more here? Any questions from the streaming? Oh. What step do they fall into in someone using the Infinite? Yeah, so exactly the same thing is that if you're thinking about using the vitamin C, and then you're going to put on your serum, your Infinite serum, then you're going to put on your restoring cream after that. If that's your favourite moisturiser, but always put your SPF on top. And the vitamin C safe during pregnancy. What I would say is always remember that when you're pregnant, that your skin can be more sensitive to anything. So you need to do a patch test. It's not going to interfere, but it might just be that your skin doesn't really like too many things when you are pregnant. Can you use them with our hydrating serum? Yes. Where do we do the patch test? You intend to do the patch test kind of like in your inner arm there. How would you use our... so I have the renewing skin cream. I've answered that one with these milks. And can we use other serums daily with them? Yeah, you can use all the products daily. This is only the renewing skin cream and our exfoliators. You've just got to be careful of. It's just because we don't know how sensitive somebody's skin can be. Yes? Fat-based, it's the form of the vitamin C, the actual form that we've taken is derived from it's more of a fat-based one, and the reason we want to use that is because our skin is made of lipids or fats, and because it's the form that we've used is also from a fat-based one, it means that the fat and the fat like each other, so it works synergistically with the skin. And also water-soluble means it kind of just depletes very quickly and it loses its strength. Okay? All right, is that it? Okay, thank you very much, and enjoy the new products.